So not only am I having problems with it starting up still, but I'm also having problems with the clutch engaging, so the blades will spin. If you remember, I replaced the battery. I replaced the solenoid. I also changed out the PTO and the ignition switch. One thing I didn't do was pay attention to the ignition. Now I put the old ignition switch back on and you didn't see that, but I do have the new one right here. I want to take it out to show you it. You can see it. It's burnt, it's bubbled up right here. You can see that. It's all bubbled up. Okay, it's COM A. So all the other ones seem to be fine. I did purchase a new part that I'm going to be replacing it with. It comes with wires. But more importantly, comes with this, which is what I'm going to need to do that. It also does come with like 8 of these. Well, I'm not going to use them. Some things I am going to be using and I'm going to need, hopefully I have everything, is my soldering equipment, okay, which entails of this soldering wire and the flux. And I'm also going to use a pen and paper to write down where the wires are at. Of course, a wire clipper is a sponge, a little damp, and a cleaner. Okay, and then I got some shrink tubing here. So, and I think that's all I'm gonna need. I'm not sure. Let me put all this down. It's a little breezy out here today, so I hope that ain't interfering with my sound. I'll try to speak up a little louder. These are the new connectors. These look a little bit thicker, a little bit more beefier. You see some corrosion forming here too. I might want to clean that up. And I do have to disconnect the battery anyway. Whenever you're working with wiring and stuff like that, it's always good to disconnect this. So I got to get a tool for that. But for right now, let me do the diagram. You can also put tape on these, label them corresponding to the PTO switch. So yeah, they got them here, A, B, C, like that. But over here it's going to be difficult because they're all NC. So I'd rather do it this way. You can also mark it, scribe on it, or just run a piece of tape across it, mark it now and then later on. There's all different kinds of ways. For me, I'd rather just have a little schematic to go off of, because over here when you put this on, you got to remember that it's going to sit the same way like this with these little notches here. That's why I drew those little boxes, so I knew that this is facing the right way, and when they come in from the back side, that's exactly how they're going to sit. Oh, let me take off that battery. Let me get a tool for that. Alright, so I got my 11mm and I'll just disconnect the negative terminal. Well, hopefully I'm smart enough to put vice grips on there. first time I'm using this hand to do this kind of stuff. Also, I'm having an issue with my thumb again. I don't know why it keeps wanting to do this. This is why I think they should have a clicking mechanism, so it wouldn't have that issue. I'm definitely going to clean the corrosion off of these though. So let me move on to this part. I'll come back to that. I can clip these wires because that's what I'm going to do anyway, even if I did take them out. And you kind of want to get as close as you can to it. Just snip them like that. Go. I like these better than using these because they have a stronger bite. Sometimes when you're doing electrical wiring, you need something a little bit stronger. Alright, so that's it for these here. And you can also use this in case you forget too which wire went where. Okay. So these are my new wires. And I could just twist them, put electrical tape, keep it moving. But I don't know, I think soldering is so much better if you can do it. And plus it'll be my first time trying it with my hand, my robotic hand. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but if you compare this wire with this one, I mean, you're talking a significant thickness, which will allow it to take more heat. It'll tolerate a lot more. So we got the two white ones, which I'm going to use. I need the black one. Just two black ones. Doesn't matter. Nope. Okay, a black one. I need a red one. And then I need a blue and a green. Okay. I got a yellow. I haven't got a blue or a green. So what I would do is I would probably put this for the green one, and then I would have to use what a bummer, they didn't give you more colors. I definitely don't want two reds right next to each other. So yeah, that's a real bummer. Oh wait, there's a blue right here. Okay, so that works. So I guess the yellow is going to take the place of the green, which kind of looks greenish, just like a greenish yellow. So that'll work. Okay, I'll just bring this around this way. And now I'll just take some wiring off of it. Looks like a 16 or 14 gauge. I could be wrong. I mean, it's 18 gauge. Yep, 18 gauge. So this is 18 gauge wire here. Okay. Because this is stranded. If it was solid, then it would be a 16 gauge. I got one. Oh, let me turn on my solder, get that heated up. Put the heat to about 400. Let that heat up. These have always been a pain for me. Okay. This is way too small for me. I need more than that. Now, this is a thicker gauge wire. Why don't they even tell you what gauge they are on the wire somewhere? No, they do not. Okay, but I am going to need more wire. I think it's a 14. Definitely a 14. Okay. Oh yeah, and don't forget shrink tubing. Don't want to forget that, because once it's soldered, you ain't getting that back on there. Okay. Okay. There. And it's perfect. It's snug. It's very snug. So I like that. I'll just put it down here. I don't want to bend them. I just want to spread them apart. And I just soldered them all together. so this is done here. I put this over here. I'm done with this. These two are extras. I don't need this. And I don't need these. Well, I need this still. This I might still need. This I don't need. Unless I need a reminder. Alright, so I didn't find my flux brush. I'm just going to use my finger. I'm just going to dab it on there best I can. Hopefully that's good enough. Alright. I don't know if that's hot enough yet, but I'm going to find out. I'm just going to bring this over to here. Okay. Alright, that one seems to be pretty good. Okay. A nice dip like that. It's all tangled up in here. Okay, that one's done. It ain't the best soldering job, but it's definitely together. Now that one can go off to the end, and then I move on to the next one, which would be, I don't know, let's say the red, maybe. Alright, so I have this one done now. Now I'm just going to do the same as I did these to this one and this one and that one and that one. So I'll be back when they're all done. Okay, so I have all my wires soldered now. Okay, this one I had the black one, I had to do the wires over again because the back end one was too short and it wasn't twisting well, so I snipped it off and clipped it further down, and I did the same with this one, got a fresh clipping on there. So this wire is probably the shortest one out of them all, but not too bad. So now I'm going to do the shrink. Okay, and another thing you're going to need is a lighter. So now just slide the shrink tubing over them. And now I can just heat them up. And that should be the end of that. Okay. Now it's just a matter of putting them in the right slots. Okay. So we'll start with the blue one. I already click in, and there it is. There's a little grease on it. I should have cleaned the terminal. The thing is, I said white, but now I don't know which white went to where. And that's why it's good to put a little tape on there and put your little indication notes. But I'll put it on. If it doesn't work, I'll switch the two whites around. Honestly, it might not even matter, but you never know. So one white goes on this end, and then the other one goes on this end. And then that's it. Let me clean this stuff off. I have my wire brush right here, so just brush this real quick. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's a tight fit too. Okay. Let's hope this works. And that fixes that problem. One last thing I want to mention is that if this does burn up again, then the problem is probably with the clutch. It's probably going bad and it would have to be replaced. Let's hope that's not the case, but if it is, that'll be why. Now comes the fun part, trying to get all these in there. Alright, and that is done.